Live again, peeps. The reset, the big sort of official reset for January is starting tomorrow. And I know that lots of you have already started, and I hope it's going really, really well. And I just want to say, if you come across this live by mistake and you're wondering what we're talking about this book and this program, HBD, The Human Being Diet. And do have a look at the reviews on Amazon to find out more about it. And we're also talking about the HBD cookbook, which is a companion to the Human Being Diet. So don't read the cookbook and think that you really get HBD, because you really need to read both books. So I thought I'd start off with basics. I'm sure that there are lots of lovely seasoned HBDers here, but really this is talking to the newbies and really offering reassurance. Thanks, Laura. This red, weirdly enough, I bought, and I've never worn it because I bought it for my mother in her last days, and it really cheered her up. I don't think I am in my last days, but it is quite a good colour. So thank you for that. So just getting back to basics, reset, what is it? It's the first 16 days of the programme, phases 1 and 2, which we can do every year, maximum twice a year, because what we want to avoid with the reset is yo-yo dieting. And I know that a lot of people have picked it up, HBD that is, and used it to successfully make sure they're looking their absolute best before a big birthday or before an anniversary, but that's not what HBD is about. It's not why I wrote the book and the programme. It's about a 3-month programme that segues into a new way of life, a new lifestyle, and one that you never come back from. Never come back from doesn't mean that there aren't blips along the way, like Christmas and birthdays and fun times, but it's something that you know that you can always come back to, and where your place of safety is, where you feel sane, where your blood sugar's balanced, where your energy is good, where you have a sunny outlook on life, all those wonderful things. So coming back to the reset, successfully committing to and completing these 16 days without interruption. They have to be consecutive days. And sticking like a limpet to the rules assures you of your HBD success. It really does. I'd like to say a big welcome to HBD newbies, and a big welcome back to lovely seasoned HBDers. Welcome back to Reset. And a lot of people who I haven't seen for a couple of years are also doing this reset. So HBD newbies, you're in very good company, and you are likely to find, as everybody has already, when you start digging about a bit in HBD on Instagram, that everybody has got everybody else's success, and yeah, everybody's got everybody else's back. We all want everybody to succeed. So please don't worry, newbies, if you're feeling a bit of trepidation around starting this. It's completely normal. Change always requires energy, and on some level our brains, our subconscious, saying, what are you doing? You know, we were fine before, let's just keep doing what we were doing. And it is a massive effort really to change what we've always done. But this is one of those changes that you will never ever for a second regret. You'll always look back on this time and think to yourself, and maybe say to your friends, I'm so glad I did it. It's really changed everything for the better. So it's something new, and it's normal to wonder, can I do this? Will it work for me? It's normal, completely normal to wonder those things. And yes, it will work for you. As long as you really work the programme and make it your own, it will work. And as I said, you'll never look back. You can do it. And the whole of the HBD Love Gang is testament to that. And you've got all of us at your side, holding your hand and egging you on. So yes, you can. Reach out to other HBDers. There'll be a couple of names on here. Like I said, Lara losing it at 50, and I work together, and she really gets HBD on a very deep level. So your checklist, have you read The Human Being Diet 2nd edition at least once? That's really, really, really key. It's the most important first step to your HBD success. Read it and read it again, because when you understand the rules, it's almost impossible not to stick to the rules, because you'll understand that not sticking to the rules is just caving ourselves in, and we don't want to do that. We want to be set for success. Do also consider getting the Kindle as well as the paperback, so that way you can have it on your phone, and whenever you're out and about, wherever you are, you've always got HBD with you. You've always got HBD and me and the whole gang with you. Keep referring back to it. It's really important. You can't read it too often, because the better you understand HBD, the better your results will be. Keep reading it. Second most important thing is working out what was the inspirational dissatisfaction that drew you to HBD. What is it that you want to change about the way you feel, or about the way you look, or about your energy, or your digestive system, or whatever it is? Write down your reasons, write down your whys, write down what you want to change and why. How will changing those issues change how you feel, and yes, ultimately change your life? Go into as much detail as you possibly can. Write them on your phone and read your whys every morning while you're having your breakfast. And anytime you might feel a bit of a wobble coming on. So reread pages 127 to 124. Really, really important, because otherwise you'll be having a hard day, and yes, there are hard days, and you're more likely to go off track if you haven't been really clear with yourself about why you're doing this and what you want to get out of it and what you want to change. Really, really, really important. Have you used the HBD cookbook to plan out at least the next 3 days worth of meals? That's really, really important. Prep like a boss, as Kath, Mrs. Add to Basket, would say. The more preparation you do, the more you get your head into the right space for starting, the more organised you are in that you've got exactly what you need in your fridge and in your kitchen, the more assured of success you are. Really, really, really important. So those are probably the 3 most important things at this point. So keep reading the book, keep revisiting your whys, make sure that you've really honed them and that you've got them as clear as possible. And they're not the kind of whys that you need to share with anybody. They're for you, to help bring you back onto track if you feel like I said, if you feel like a bit of a wobble coming on. I'm just going to see if there are any questions so far. Hillary 1506, I started my reset 4 days ago. My last one was 2 years ago, and I've slipped into bad habits. It's an easy thing to do. I'm focused and committed. Yes, focus and commitment, that's what we want. That is what is going to assure our success. This reset, this January reset. For all the newbies, this community is amazing. Already £5 down. That's fantastic. 4 days in and £5 down. I bet you're feeling a lot better. Ali HBD, good luck everyone starting tomorrow. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ali. HBD Sophie D, not resetting but back to strict phase 3. Strict phase 3 is a great place to go if you were in phase 3 before Christmas, before the holidays, and you've slipped off track. You don't need to reset again unless it's at least 6 months until your last reset. And you'll see lots of people talking to you lovely newbies who've got HBD in their Instagram handles, in their names, and that means that they're easily identifiable to other members of the HBD Love Gang. And if you dare, make your account public so that it's easier to repost your posts and stories and everything else. Do have a look and follow the accounts that kind of speak to you, that you resonate with, but don't blindly follow what others are doing on Instagram, unless it's people like Lara, Losing to 50, who does know what she's doing, because they might be making inadvertent mistakes, and you don't want to make inadvertent mistakes either. You want to, do your absolute best to get it totally right. So make HBD your own. Read the book, reread the book, get it on your Kindle so that you can read it on your phone, so it's always with you. And you're never wondering, ooh, I can't remember, is that allowed? You just have a quick look at your phone and you get the answer. HBD Desi, hello my darling. Yeah, new things can be daunting, new habits can be challenging, but I promise you it's so worth it. Dartmoorish, yeah, she says, I didn't feel low when I started HBD, I actually felt more alive. It's, like I was saying, it can be scary to start with, and energy levels can drop for the first 3 or 4 days, and that's completely normal. It's also completely normal to feel fluey, to get aches, to get headaches, things like that in the first couple of days, because you've gone cold turkey on so many things that your bodies and your brain has come to rely on, namely sugar, refined carbs, wine, maybe crisps, all those things. But it's really, really worth it. Do take paracetamol if you need to, tablets or capsules rather than any kind of liquids, because that way there's nothing else in there. So don't feel that you have to suffer. Also, don't be put off by the Epsom salts. That, it's a suggestion. Personally, I always take them before I do a reset, and I like that kind of feeling of being completely empty. Know what I mean? And also, it's good for our gallbladders because it allows the the bile ducts to expand, to let out sludge that might be hanging around in there. But if you're frightened of doing it, just proceed without the Epsom salts. Don't worry about it. A lot of people are saying, do I really need to read the second edition? And I would say, well, no, you don't really need to, but you will get much more out of the programme if you do, because it's much clearer. There's much more information in there. Plus, it took a year, more than a year, of dogged determination and time, helped out massively by Laura, to make it as clear as we possibly could, so that you could get the most out of it. And it really does answer all your questions. There's a great glossary in the back, so you can look up reset or treat meals or whatever it is and find the answers. And there's also a much better index. Thank you, Judy. Judy says, read the book, read it again, and mark up your book with the important points for you personally. Thanks, Judy. Judy says the second edition is fabulous. HBD Claudia. Have a look at HBD Claudia and her husband. She and her husband Chris lost, I think it was 12 stone between them. That sounds ridiculous. Anyway, they did really, really well, however much they lost, and we did a great live with them this autumn. So our Friday inspiration post, our Friday inspo, was started by Kerry_HBD, our lovely Kerry, who's been with us for some time, and she worked out that weekends were very often the hardest time to stick to it, and it would help if we had a bit of extra motivation, which is why people very often share their before and after pictures to help motivate other HBDers, especially to keep them going during the weekend. Because weekends, everybody seems to be having fun, and we're stuck at home with our water. So do have a look at those Friday inspo pictures. And it's not just about scale victories, it's also about non-scale victories, as Joe Tinker, another much-loved seasoned HBDer, would say. It's about how we feel on the inside. It's about our energy and our vitality, and also, on the outside, of course, our clearer skin, getting that famous HBD glow. HBD low cholesterol. Cholesterol is a funny one. It can actually go up in the first couple of months of following HBD because cholesterol is stored along with our fat, and so when we burn our fat cells, we break down our fat cells, cholesterol is also released. So don't be alarmed if that happens. But cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, is really a warning light, so that something's not right in the body and there's some kind of inflammation going on. And following HBD and the Mediterranean style diet that it includes, all the natural, wholesome, minimally processed foods, does result in less inflammation, as does drinking more water and getting rid of the snacks. So chances are, yes, it would. Yes, one thing that I don't think is mentioned, it is mentioned in the book, but thank you for pointing it out. You should avoid Epsom salts and any kind of magnesium supplements, because Epsom salts are made of magnesium sulfate if you have any kidney problems. And Susie Sue says the prepping can also feel overwhelming initially, but you soon get used to the food prep and the food planning. You do. It's like we're looking after somebody else, even though it's ourselves, and putting as much care and attention into making sure that that person, which is us, is getting all the support and has done all the preparation that's needed. So you wouldn't say to your best friend, if you knew that she was starting HBD or he was starting HBD, oh, just go out and get on with your day. I'm sure you'll find what you need when you're out and about. No, you'd sit down together with them and think about it, and think about what their favourite breakfast might be from the meal planner in the books, and what they really like for lunch. Thinking about when the weather's really cold, you might like to make veg into a soup and take a thermos flask and have your protein on the side. All those kinds of things. So looking after ourselves as we would a very dear friend is really key. Amanda Buckers, I'm a newbie, what's the recipe to make ketchup? I don't think we've got a ketchup recipe, but do have a look at the HBD cookbook. Do make a note to yourself that tomatoes are strictly limited because, first of all, they're a fruit, not a vegetable, and secondly, because they contain much less in the way of nutrients than green vegetables do, and less fibre. So no ketchup recipe. Sugar Hay, my husband's 7.5 stone, yes. So he will probably do well on portions of 150 grams of protein, 150 grams of veg, or 3 eggs and 150 grams of veg. And please let us know how he gets on. More and more HBD chaps are joining us, which is very exciting. HBD Christine S, and she and her husband measured each other in dog weights. And I think I'm right in saying that she lost a collie and he lost a Great Dane. How do we join the tribe? Like Desi said, you already have. You're here. Follow the lovely people on here. Think about getting an HBD somewhere into your name so that you're identifiable, and about making your account public. Those are the key things. Can you have pumpkin in phase 1? I'm going to give you the answer right now. I'm going to go to page, I'm looking at the cookbook, and I'm looking at page 61. So you can have pumpkin and you can have celery. I mean, I'm saying celery because it's a root veg, even though pumpkin isn't. So yes, have a look at the permitted food list for phase 1 on page 61, or on page phase 1. I'm so pleased with this book. I know I'm always banging on about it, but I really am. It did take a year, much longer than the first book, which only took 3 months. That's another story. So remember, phase 1, no sweet corn, no peas, they're not vegetables, no potatoes, and no sweet potatoes either. And aim to include, and this isn't just for phase 1, this is throughout, aim to include at least 3 different vegetables with each meal. So that is page 128. So I hope that's useful. Please don't wing it. Please read this book and read it again. Please make HBD your own, and you will never ever look back, and you'll get incredible results. And you won't get those results by just following other people. You really need to understand it on a deep level. And the deep learning is part of the process. It is understanding why those rules is so important and what it will do to us on a metabolic level. And also on an emotional level. Something very pride-making about, really taking a program and making it your own. Following the rules, of course. Yes, you can use Westlab sorts. Just make sure they're the pure ones. I think they're called Reviving. Yes, support, strength, preparation, excitement. It's a funny thing, but there's a fine line between stress and excitement. So try and reframe any feelings you might have that it's stressful into, actually, this is really exciting. I can't wait to feel better. I've read all these other HBDers stories, and what they're writing about is just how I want to feel, and you will. Claire Dunnett, hi hun. 3 years on HBD, a steady 3 stone down, and the cookbook is my absolute go-to. It's bloomin' fabulous. Thanks hun. Ready for a reset now after Christmas. Good luck everyone. Yeah, happy resetting Claire. Love HBD, started in June, never felt better. 20 kilos lost. Good luck for the reset everyone. Amazing. Parker 4388. It's just brilliant. The only time I've ever felt totally healthy. Not aching as much, slept well, looked well, can't endorse this enough. Thank you. Tough, but so worth it. It is tough. But most things that are worth it are tough. It's really true. Like, I was thinking, something like eating a donut. We think, oh yeah, that's really going to make me feel good. It does at the time. And then it makes us feel shit. And we think, oh, why did I do that? So it's looking for pleasure. Whereas going for a cold dip, for instance, your whole body is saying, no, please don't let's do that. And it's a kind of unpleasant, good thing to do, but you feel so good as a result. And it's a bit like that with HBD. It feels a bit daunting. It feels like it might be hard. It might be unpleasant, but you'll get so much out of it. And like I said, you'll never look back. Yeah, do have a look at the reviews on Amazon, and do, if you haven't already, add a review there, because it really helps people who are on the fence. I was going to say on the hedge, but I think it's definitely on the fence about whether or not they should jump into HBD, because it really helps to for others to read your experiences of it. I don't particularly recommend supplements for HBD. It's really all about the food. And I was surprised to read a message, I think it was on Mrs. Add to Basket's post, from somebody saying they were put off starting HBD by the idea of taking all those supplements. You don't need to take any at all, but if you would like to supplement with various things, there's a section again in the book, the second edition. It's in the glossary, pages 218 to 220. Just about what I recommend if you would like to take supplements, which I personally do, but that's my choice. It's nothing to do with HBD. And if you're wondering about a good multi and you would like to take a supplement, if you're premenopausal, there's one on there called, I think it's Female Multi-Nutrient from Biocare on the HBD website. And there's a menopause one as well, so for perimenopause, menopause. One of the differences is that one doesn't contain iron, because we're no longer losing blood every month. So that one, magnesium can really help with pooping and with energy, but as I say, it's all in the book. Saz Clark, Love HBD, second year on third day of phase 2. Welcome back, feeling good, not hungry, lost 11 pounds. Yay, that's just fantastic. Claire Lou, 2001, about to start. I never eat breakfast. I never did either. Yes, you have to have breakfast. I'm very sorry, but you do. And part of the reason for that is that our bodies become leptin resistant as well as insulin resistant. And getting breakfast, preferably with high-value protein early in the day, resets that leptin resistance and allows us to lose weight and to bring all our hormones back into balance. Because I'm with you, I never used to eat breakfast. I don't eat it now, but when I'm doing the reset, if I'm out of balance, I definitely do. And I find the easiest one to get down is the grated apple with ground seeds, so ground pumpkin and sunflower seeds with cinnamon and salt and pepper. And actually I quite look forward to that. I'm starting to drool a bit thinking about it. How does everyone complete this successfully and able to cook family meals? So get the cookbook, the HBD cookbook, choose whatever you like from there without olive oil, and then give the rest of the family a side of whatever you normally have, whatever you normally give them, mashed potato or sweet potato or pasta or whatever it might be, and they can have the same main that you're having. It's really easy. I promise it doesn't have to be complicated. And of course they can have butter and whatever on their vegetables, and you just stick to your guns. You can do it. But that's what we really mean about preparation. It's about thinking about things that you could easily incorporate into family meals. So do have a look at that cookbook. Is there a porridge alternative? Claire Hadl, I think that the porridge alternative is the apple and seed muesli, it's sometimes called. Grated apple with seeds. Delicious. Really, really delicious. And easy and quick and keeps you going for ages. Can it help with psoriasis? It certainly has. Let us know about that. And I would say stay off the nightshades and stay off the dairy the first 2 weeks, and then introduce them very slowly, very gradually, one by one, and see if anything makes your skin flare. I mean, ideally you wouldn't test those things out because they're such common culprits for at least a month into the programme. Susie Sue 50 HBD. First 16 days, my husband and I both lost 2 stone each. Wowzers! That is amazing. You feel amazing. I'm not surprised. So we do have some lovely lurkers, people who are a bit shy and who don't want to stick their necks out, but more and more of the lovely lurkers are reappearing and as Lara says, letting their light shine and allowing us to see them, which is just so lovely. Really, really lovely. I think I'm going to leave it there for now because we were supposed to be doing a quickie today, and just make sure that, one other thing to add, put your gym membership on hold. HBD and intense exercise are mutually exclusive. You absolutely can't do both. You have to choose one or the other. Reread Rule 5 to find out why, pages 102 to 106. And last but not least, water, 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 water. Start the day with water, and anytime you feel hungry or angry or tired or fed up, drink water. I promise it's magic stuff. And wishing you all well, and you know that you can do this. We all know that you can do it, and you will do it, and you'll feel better and better and better. So happy resetting, everybody, and lots of love meantime. Bye.